12,218. Now I'm going to talk about a few different things. First of them is called she. She. She, it's correct pronunciation. She in Chinese. And another is Jian Nao. Jian Nao. So both Nao, Jian Nao. So both these things are projects I'm currently working on. And first of them is poetry. Shi in Chinese it's poetry, or maybe a poem. I don't remember exactly. I used this character to refer to my work, which I do. It's like when I learn poem, for example, every day, last week or even more, just 10 days, I've been learning poem every day. And I put it here, like this is she, yeah, or this, where is it? She. So I just do it. I'm doing it. Like when I do it, I put this character in my journal, in my writing, and it helps me to focus my attention on this work. And also, second character is Dinao. Dinao in Chinese it's a computer, or no, it's not a computer. It's computing, or maybe a computer. I don't remember exactly again. But somehow this character showed up in my journal, and it was perhaps or programming or computer or something like that, because I was seeking the character for what? For making a note about the work I'm doing in the internet, and I'm learning program language like Python, and recently I decided just to wow, it's amazingly hard. Well, again, recently I started working on this project and putting this character in my journal, so it helps me to focus my attention. But today, before I started recording this video, I decided that it's a good thing just to take these characters and put them into this drawing, the picture, to make up a picture. And today I'm going to talk about these things. I'm working on my pronunciation, so that's why when I say thing or things, I correct myself immediately, because the correct pronunciation is thing. When you place your tongue above your behind your what? bottom teeth, maybe. Oh, there's another word for saying that. Okay, it seems that I stray all the time from the main point. I'm trying to learn language. I'm trying to talk in a different language. Perhaps if I talk in my native tongue, it will be much easier. But now, I guess English has become my native tongue 2 years ago. But still, I'm talking like a child, and I need so much practice to be able to talk fluently without thinking about grammar and the correct pronunciation and all that stuff. But it's worthwhile. It's just worth to pay attention to all these things in order to make them better in the future. Because if I don't pay attention, maybe there is no chance to improve them. So there's two projects, Dinao and She. Today I'm going to talk about them. And I decided that there's lots of projects I'm working on. It's like I call them all projects, but it's like maybe a habit. I prefer the term project because it sounds better. As habit it doesn't sound, and ritual it doesn't sound, but project sounds very good. So I have lots of different projects, like this, there's names. So now I'm working on this, most of these projects every day. All of them, of course, like I can combine like 5, 10, 15 projects to one main goal. For example, this DNOW and She. There's two projects I'm working on. They help me to improve my language, and also they help me to improve my big project, like Utopia. I'm learning programming to create a project in the internet. So I'm working on building some kind of space or whatever, maybe a site, or I don't know what exactly it will be, but in general the point is to make a place where people can go and learn language, learn to speak like English, mostly English. It's all about English. But maybe later I'll put another language there. But first it's English. Utopia is a place where people can come and talk in English and practice their English. And it's a real project in my city where I'm currently living. And also I'm going to make some kind of model of that project in the internet. So, and to enhance the probability of succeeding, I just need to work on them both. And now it's a time, like 5, 10, 15 minutes, I devote every day to learning programming, and also thinking about how I can use programming to my project. Well, it's one thing. Another thing, She, it's poetry, and I work on it every day to just improve my language. And I would say I'm working on this for fun and for enjoyment, etc., because it really gives me lots of motivation and energy after I memorize a poem, and then I can declaim it. And when I go for yesterday I tried to repeat the poem on my walk, at my evening's walk, and it took me like 20 minutes just to read it, and it's so long because I had some problems in last few stanzas which I learned, and I didn't pay attention to them a lot. And yesterday again I spent lots of time just repeating them, but eventually I succeeded, and I was able to do it, like to read the whole poem. It's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's already 9 stanzas. I already can say this, and this without looking on the paper. So let's try it now. I guess I'll say first 5 or 6, and then I'll just stop, because I know that it requires lots of time to say others. I still can say them, can repeat them, but it's not the purpose to do it for like 30 minutes right now. So let's start. Garden of Present Point. Okay. The Garden of Proserpine. Okay, let's do this. This? No, you could say, okay, let's do it this way. I'm just trying to put it so you'll see that I'm not reading this poem from the text, by doing it on my own. So, here where the world is quiet, here where all trouble seems, that winds and spent waves riot in doubtful dreams of dreams, I watch the green field growing for reaping folk and sowing for harvest time and mowing a sleepy world of streams. I am tired of tears and laughter, and men that laugh and weep, of what may come hereafter for men that sow to reap. I am weary of days and hours, blown buds of barren flowers, desires, dreams and powers, and everything but sleep. Here life hath death for neighbor, and far from eye and ear, when waves and wet winds labor, weak ships and spirits steer, they drive adrift and wither, they not what who make thither, but no such winds blow hither, and no such things grow here. No growth of barn, no growth of moor or coppice, no hither flowers or wine, but bloomless buds of poppies, green grapes of proserpine, pale beds of blown rushes, where no leaf blooms or blushes, save this whereout she crushes for dead men deadly wine. Pale, without name or number, in fruitless fields of corn, they bowl themselves to slumber. All nighty light is born, and like a soul belated in heaven and hell, unmated, by cloud or mist abated, comes out of darkness morn. The one war strong as seven, he too with death shall dwell. No wake with wings in heaven, no help for pains, no weep for pains in hell. The one were fair as roses, his beauty clouds encloses, and though love reposes, in the end it is not well. Pale beyond porch and portal, crowned with forget an adjective, crowned with leaves she stands, who gather up all mortal things in cold immortal hands. Her languid lips are sweeter than love's, who fears to greet her, to men that mix and meet her from different times and lands, such as two in the growth, pale without name or number, the one was on a 7. I I missed that I read 3 and there's like this this one and these two I will not read because it's like, it will take me like 20 minutes to recollect them, but still I am able to do that. And first, when I was memorizing this poem like a week ago, first stanzas took me also like 10 minutes to repeat in my mind, but then every next time it became easier and easier, and at the end now I can do it like, it takes me 30 seconds to repeat one stanza, and I know that I can learn the whole poem, like, and it takes me maybe like a general, let's say, I don't know how much, few hours, I guess no more, just 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. 3 hours, it's an optimal amount of time. So I guess I'm able to memorize it for 3 hours. In general, if we split the time, like every day I spend 10-15 minutes working on a poem and memorization. Of course, I do lots of other things, and I don't include, for example, in memorization this work when I write down words. So I just write down the poem. Again, there's few words that I don't know, or I know, but I'm not sure that I know exactly what they mean. Perhaps I heard the word. I can give some kind of vague definition, but it's not. I'm not sure that the word means exactly this in this special context. And then, if I'm not sure, I just outline the word. Then I go to the internet, find the meaning of that word, write down the meaning, see how it fits to the poem. If it fits well, I just continue to work on other words. So in this work, I mean, I also do this work every morning, and it helps me to improve my language, to improve my understanding of the language, and also it helps me to, it gives me lots of energy and motivation to do that, because I really like to do that. I like to work with language and analyzing these structures and poems, words, some different meanings of words. So, and I don't include this time which I spent for this into this like 3 hours. I mean, I think only about the time when I was working on the poem. So if I write down it, it takes like, let's say, few minutes, 2 minutes to write down one poem. I write it twice, so it's 4 minutes. Then I memorize it, and it takes like about 5 minutes, no more. After I wrote down it a few times, it takes 5 minutes to repeat and create some sort of item in your brain, which is responsible for keeping this poem as a whole. So, and every time when I check this item, like, oh, and I don't remember it all the time, but when I need to remember, I can repeat it. And if I can't repeat it, I just go back and read one or a few words which I forget. Like I did now, there was some leaves, right? And I forget the definition of leaves. I gather, no, leaves. Leaves. Where's leaves? Calm leaves, okay. Calm leaves. Ground with calm leaves she stands. Okay. So the point is that I've spent 4 minutes for memorizing it, for writing it down, 5 minutes for memorizing, it's like 10 minutes, one stanza. Then I spent, let's say, 5 minutes to repeat it. Like at the evening I need 5 minutes, or not 5 actually, maybe a little bit less. Well, let's say 5, it's okay. First time 5 minutes, it's like 14 minutes. Next time just maybe 3 minutes, it's like 17. Next time obviously 2 minutes or even 1 minute. It's like, yeah, about 20 minutes, and after that it takes like 30 seconds, and I can read the stanza automatically. So it takes me 20 minutes in, let's say, in 5 days. So I just, first day it's 10 minutes, next day at 5 minutes, next day at 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So and after that I can keep this poem in my mind. I can hold it for like any time I need, like a week, month. And then, yeah, I guess I will work on these poems, I will memorize them and then I'll record myself, because I'll make this poem, like, it makes me like 20 minutes, I think, one stanza. There's 12 stanzas, so it means that I need 240 minutes. And 240 minutes, it's 4 hours. So 4 hours, yeah, it takes 4 hours to learn the whole poem. So and I can split this 4 hours for, let's say, 20 days, or maybe, yeah, 20, not 20, maybe 10 days. Yeah, I can split it for 10 days, 4 hours, it will be about 22 minutes. Yeah, I exactly doing this. So and then after that I'll memorize it, and after I memorize it, I'll read it and record myself on the camera. It's like read it in a, in perfect way, not just stand in front of the camera, use prepare myself really strong, and then look, guys. Now I'll meet you. Meet? Can I say meet? I'll meet you. Okay, I'll show you how I learned poetry, and last like 20 days I was working on the poem written by Algernon Swinburne. He was a British poet who was a great pessimist, and I like him a lot, because not because of his world view, but because of his style, his verses, his energy, whatever it may be. Though he was talking about, this, he tried to see the world through some kind of dark eyes, but still he can inspire me so much, because I know that there's no there's no darkness, there's no lightness. It's everything just predetermined by everything. So poetry, yeah, it's one project, and I'm working on it, and yeah, I guess I can learn a poem a month, and then I can forget it, because there's no need just to keep it in mind all the time. Maybe I can repeat it once a month, or once a week, or whatever. Or maybe I shouldn't do that at all. I can learn another poem and focus on another poem totally. And if I need this first one, for example, if I need to read it on some poetry, setting or whatever it may be, I can just relearn it for a few days. That's okay. Well, another project. Dian now. So Dian now. Dian now. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I'll learn it in the future. So today I was talking about two these projects. First was poetry, second Dian now. First was she, Dian now. Okay, and I'm going to say a few words how I work on it. I found I already finished a course of lecture, not course, it was a huge lecture on YouTube for about 4 or 5 hours. I already mentioned it before. So it was recorded by a man from Giraffe Academy. I forget his name, doesn't matter. I was watching this long lecture for a couple of months. I finished it recently, and now I am decided to take another course, and it's Harvard's CS50. And I'm watching it like 10-15 minutes every day. There are about 10 lectures, or I don't know how many, but each lecture is about an hour and a half, and I don't force myself to do it a lot. I just watch 15 minutes. And also looking for information which can help me to build my own project. So that's how I work. But now it's less energy in programming, lots of energy in poetry. I like poetry more. I do it for fun, for joy, for doing something meaningful. Now it's mostly some kind of work. whereas she is a hobby and I like it more. I'll talk about it more obviously, but today is enough.